is time for another Couch Potato Queen special. And today we are rejoined by one of our favorite guests, Hisam from Big Brother 25.
I'm back.
Going? You are back.
He's
back again. Hisam, it's so good to have you back. Thank you for rejoining us. We loved having you on the first time. We're so happy to have you here again. How you doing? How you been?
I'm good. I'm thrilled to be back. I'm thrilled to be with all my queer family. Let's do this.
I know. Now we get to go in a little bit more in depth.
Tea time.
So excited. So, firstly, I guess a little bit. What have you been up to since you were evicted?
Oh, since I've been evicted, I returned back to work. I'm back to taking care of patients full time. On my off time, I'm trying to actually produce content that is related to mental health and psychiatry for users like that follow me on Instagram and now TikTok. I just learned how to TikTok. I just learned how to Doogie, so TikTok was next. And I'm still not good at either of them. Yeah, but I'm trying to get back to the community that's been so supportive to me. So one of the things that happened after the show, as you know, is that people either really loved me or hated me. And there was a community of people that have just been super supportive. And so I want to give back to them. And the thing that I'm trying to give back to them is my knowledge of mental health and psychiatry.
I love that. And as someone who really stands for mental health, I have plenty of my own things. You know what I mean? Like, having that is so helpful. And I actually have been watching what you've posted. I've loved it. I've loved every
good.
you too, right? Like,
I've watched that too. You're on your
great.
Instagram stories, like where people get to ask questions and you answer them. Love that.
That's right. That's right.
Also, Hisam, I will point this out. I will point this out because I messaged you about this privately, but like there was someone, I hate when fans do this. Yeah, fans can say things sometimes that are toxic, and like for someone, like they give you like a review or something. I didn't like that, and I messaged you. I was like, that's not cool.
Wait,
fans
what
out there,
was
you guys, someone like a fan put a bad review on him. Like, why are you guys doing this? It's a TV show. Like,
they've done that to so many people.
Like during the season.
Yeah, like how they did with Christy
Murray during the season. It's like anyone who basically is reminded of me and who really hated me is like, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll go to Yelp. I'll write a review about something inappropriate. Done. Send. But I laugh about it, but it's not funny.
Yeah. And you didn't even do anything bad, but even if like you did, if that's not worth doing it, this is your real life. Like people need to stay clear of that.
That's why BB Twitter is not, they don't like what I say. Like, I think next year Big Brother should follow Big Brother Canada and just get rid of the live feeds.
No, don't say that.
No, we can't say that, but it's like, but if the fan base if they keep ruining people's lives and businesses, like, so you're gonna suffer the consequence. It's a game, it's a game, and they take it so personal. And like Yelp reviews on your business, that's so crazy over a game. I'm not a big fan of that.
Here's what I think it is I think that people over-identify with the players, where they basically see themselves in the people who are also playing the game. And so any attack that happens to their player also feels like an attack on them. And therefore you end up getting these really bizarre, very emotional, really toxic responses. And I think that I started to realize that as I started to look at the people who were upset at how I treated Riley or how I treated Corey, and I was like, oh, I can see the similarities between you and Riley and you and Corey and why this would be very threatening to you. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's, and especially with some people who watch the live feeds, they feel like they get to know people on a really personal, intimate level. But unfortunately, there is still distance, even though you are watching them 24/7, there's still distance.
Absolutely. But the good news is though, like you have been posting some really cool things, and I feel like your job is so fun. I love what you do. It's really helpful to people with mental health, so it's definitely awesome.
Yeah,
Steven,
and it's something that we are starting to talk more about. I think that people who suffer from mental health, what we're working on is destigmatizing the illnesses and also trying to get people the support that they need. After the pandemic, basically a lot of people started developing or worsen their mental health, but there are no providers. And so I'm hoping that this is a way of answering some questions and just doing my little bit of good back into the universe.
I love that. And the really cool thing is there's also like a queer audience. Like this could be something you do for like definitely like the queer community. Like it's like mental health is huge in our community, and like having that is really beneficial for our community, I think. So
yeah, I mean, great. The suicide rate of transgender individuals is 4 times higher the general gay population, and then that's even higher than basically the standard straight population. These are the most vulnerable in our society, and helping them sort of navigate systems and get the care that they need is really important.
I love it. Okay, so Hisam, going into the current season, what's been going on? What are your thoughts about everything? So much has happened. I do see there's a moment where Siri got some karma a little bit. So tell me, what are your thoughts on everything going on?
Well, my first thought is, where are all the second chances for me?
Right? All the good people didn't get the second chance.
I was like, why did no one else get a second chance? I was like, it's the same people.
Well, they could have like spread them out a little bit.
At least give a second chance to like you.
Jared.
I'm sorry?
At least give like the second chance to like you or Riley or like all of the preachers. Izzy.
Yeah, all the preachers.
Yeah, I was like, honestly, that's how most of the seasons have been. This is the first time that they did this sort of save moment, and also this other save moment, which is a battle back between 2 people, which feels like a little lackluster to me. But I think that one of the things that I'm perplexed by is, how does one play this game strategically, and is strategy rewarded, because it appears that people get second chances. And the third thing that I'm realizing is I'm trying to decide if this season is boring or like the most interesting. And what I mean by that is that we haven't really seen a lot of awesome gameplay get rewarded, which has left a lot of people in the game where you're like, well, I don't know what they stand for. I don't know what their plan is. I don't know how they're operating. But maybe that's super exciting because I don't know who's going to win. So maybe that makes this, like, as the optimist in me, I was like, maybe that makes this season super exciting. Like, you could make a case why everyone could win and everyone could lose. And maybe that's cool. But I'm
Bowie
also
Jane.
sort of...
Bowie Jane's taking it all.
You never know. Bowie Jane is
never know.
Like, Bowie Jane has started to work this week, which is what I said he would start to do. Right? Like, I had mentioned that on another podcast. I was like, don't sleep on Bowie Jane, right? Bowie Jane used to be a judge and a lawyer. Don't sleep on her. She's starting to play.
She used to be 34.
Bowie Jane is like on the cover poster for the movie Enough. You know what I mean? Like, Bowie Jane has been used and treated like crap for the majority of the season, lied to, not told, and she's like, I've had enough. I'm done. I am I'm crowning myself the queen of evil in this house now.
I don't blame her.
Bowie Jane really come to her own.
Oh, it's funny. But yeah, like, it's okay. What are your thoughts maybe like on Cerise's game right now? Because right now, I mean, it's all about, what she's done, but she's kind of been able to kind of put herself in a better spot.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the problem with this game, right? Is that in particular, like, things that would be like huge mistakes, people are able to sort of like come back from them. And Cerise's game is really interesting because she loses her number one ally. She makes the mistake related to me. She has the thing that's happening in Jared, and yet she's still navigating. That's, 17 years of game playing experience, and also like the fact that her son is still in the house but not in the house, whatever that is right now, and she still has a lot of love from America, like the country, not the person. Right. And so those things are carrying her forward, huh?
I love America. I don't know how you feel, Hisam, but I love America because she's willing to take a stand against Siri. And like she's willing to be that person. So I'm rooting for her. I don't know.
I mean, like if I was still in the house, the people that I would be going after next are Matt and Siri. Siri, because he's a super talented player, and Matt, because you won't be able to beat him in the end.
Nope.
Right. He's too light. And interestingly enough, like in Felicia's HOH, when she backdoors me, I was like, it's Matt, right? Like we have to get Matt out because Matt is a strong player and we don't know what Matt can do. And as we're watching him play this season, we're watching him do more and more. And as like a viewer watching it, obviously we want Matt there because he's like fun, lovable, and whatnot. But on a game perspective, looking at it, if I was playing the game, I would want to get Matt out. And you can't play for the viewers; you have to play the game. So, like, if you're playing the game, Matt is the biggest threat in that game, and you saw that very early on. Like, he's lovable; everyone loves him. He's super athletic. Like, you saw him win that live comp. He's an Olympian.
If you're a gold medalist,
if
you're a gold medalist, you are winning the physical comps at the end. Like,
guaranteed to be comp beast. Like
he has a tattoo of the Olympic rings on his shoulder. He's an Olympian.
Wait, Hisam, can you just clarify for us? Is he even hotter in person?
He's a very good-looking guy, right? Like, he's a very good-looking guy, and he is, and they say that swimming really builds bodies. The proof is in the pudding, right? Like, I mean, yes.
Okay.
He's phenomenally good looking.
Okay, so let's spill the tea there. Is there anyone on the show that is hotter in person than they are on the show?
Hotter in person?
Yeah.
Than in the show?
I'll give you an example. When I met Kyland from Big Brother 23, he is the most beautiful man I've ever seen in my life. And I didn't notice that on the show, but meeting him in person, V can also see
definitely vouching.
One of the hottest guys I've ever seen.
He's a good-looking guy too. I met him. He's a good-looking guy. You're right. Yeah. He's bigger in person, actually.
He's
like
cute.
He's in the show he looks kind of tiny, but when you meet him in person, like Bill,
he's filled out.
Yeah,
he's hot.
Me and we looked at each other like, okay.
Hey, he said I was cute too. I'm riding on that. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there are lots of pretty people in the cast, know, and I think that they live up to what's shown on television. I think they're beautiful people in the cast, which made me feel kind of like, am I the ugly one?
Not a chance.
Not a chance. You were not my number one.
You know how you're like looking around and you're like, wait a minute. We all have pretty friends, and then you're like, wait, am I the ugly friend?
No, you're one of my first two picks for a reason. I remember when I chose you, I'm like, I am choosing the daddy. They finally put.
We saw those burlesque.
We did. We saw
the burlesque videos.
Yes, we saw the videos. We were like, oh, this is who he is.
We saw the videos, the cabaret pictures. I was like, yes, God, let's go.
Yeah.
They for real like lit up, like our group chat was lit up with like all your pictures and like real. Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
The day the cast dropped.
Me in the white outfit with the white waist and everything.
Yes, where you're like, yep, that one.
Wait, Hisam, are you like a musical gay as well? Like, do you like musicals and Broadway? And
he got Rent. He got
Rent
soundtrack.
Girl, I got Rent is my thing.
Oh, I didn't even remember that. Love that. I still like 6. That's my favorite musical right now. I'm obsessed with that.
That was so good.
Great.
Les Mis is my favorite musical of all time. Les Mis always will be.
Really?
I'm a Les Mis. I did it. I was in high school. We did it in high school.
You can think of a better musical than Les Mis? Okay.
You're basic.
No, that's cool.
Wait.
Les Mis is great if you like boring musicals. Okay, you like boring musicals.
There's the tea.
Okay.
There's
I
the
do
tea.
think
No,
Rent-
I mean, like,
Rent-
but listen,
Rent is
lots of
one.
people like boring things. You're just one of them.
I'm not a
Ooh.
boring person.
Okay.
I also like
He
Rent.
said,
Okay.
when's this getting shady?
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, it's tea time. It is tea
I'm Rent.
time.
Is it tea
All right,
time?
I also like Rent. I like a lot of
You
them.
know who really likes Les Mis?
Yeah.
Like 13-year-old girls who are interested in musical theater.
I am live, laugh, loving this right now. I am gonna roast you for all
I mean, Les
time,
Mis is
Josh.
cute, but yeah, that's
because
true.
of that.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
come on.
In high
Like,
school.
is all of us who love Les Mis raise your hands? Okay,
No
one
longer.
person.
Listen, you know what? Listen, there are a couple cute songs in there, but that's about it. And
There
I did
are.
see them when I was about 13. That's about it.
Right.
In the Heights.
So
I was in
shade.
high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You went to high school with me. We did it.
Huh?
We did Les Mis
Listen.
when we were in high school.
Listen, if we're gonna talk about
Yeah, I was on the
musicals-
tech though.
Oh,
if we're gonna talk about musicals,
I wish I
my
would've remembered
my
that.
two
Okay.
that are tied.
Huh? No, but
Waitress-
then I became the leading role. That's
Okay,
the
all
leading
right.
player.
Yeah.
What are
Yes.
the two that are
Yes.
tied? I have to hear that. V. What are
Wait,
they?
so it's Waitress and Jesus Christ Superstar. Don't judge me on that one. I went to Catholic school, but it's not about the Catholic thing. It's about the
Jesus
music.
Christ Superstar has it's Andrew Lloyd Webber's best musical.
Best.
Mhm.
I am all about that 70s rock opera. I don't know what
Yeah.
it is.
Josh, do you also
That
like
first
Cats?
song?
I like
Huh?
Kinky Boots.
Josh, do you like Cats?
No. It doesn't have a plot. I do
Surprisingly,
like
you
Kinky Boots too. I'm a huge Kinky Boots. I love like Kinky Boots is one of my favorites. I love it.
Oh
Kinky
my
Boots is
god, I'm
fantastic.
screaming.
Amazing.
Hisam,
Amazing.
keep going on him. Honestly, this is way better.
This is great.
No. I don't want to upset gay men who love Les Mis.
So Josh,
Oh.
Josh, do you also love Sound of Music?
Hell no. No, that's Les Mis is the only boring one I like. I don't like Phantom. I don't like Sound of Music. I don't like boring ones. No. Cats. No. But like I like Hairspray. I like Kinky Boots. I like
So
In
are
the
you just-
Heights.
Are you brand new to music, Gold Theater? Is that what it is? It
Yeah,
sounds like
okay,
a beginner's
well-
guide. A beginner's guide. That's so cute. That's so cute. I love that you bring up musical theater and then you're like, oh my god, I know 3 musicals. Josh,
That was
love.
horrible.
You're horrible.
Chicago.
And you could have said Wicked. We would have even been more
Oh.
pleased with Wicked.
Okay, ready for this? I've never seen Wicked before. I've never seen it. Thea, it's coming in town. Do you want to go?
I know, and I'm going.
Oh, well,
I've seen
you'll never
everything
see
y'all
it.
just listed.
Yep. Ah, shut up, Frank.
I've never seen
Oh,
Wicked.
you already know.
Okay, let
You
me
know I'm always on Broadway.
Them, y'all.
Okay,
Like, let's-
next. We need to set the change the topic because we need to set the record straight. Hisam, did you block Izzy on Twitter?
No.
Okay.
No.
Set the record straight.
No. I'm not even on Twitter. How can I block someone? I'm not even on the platform.
The rumor mill was going hot with that one.
I was like, what are
Oh
people
my
talking
goodness.
about? Like, I don't know.
These
Like,
people really make up whatever they want.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not even on Twitter. Like, I've been very clear about why I'm not on Twitter, and there's 2 reasons I'm not on Twitter. One, Elon Musk owns it, and I have a personal opinion about Elon Musk that is not favorable. And number 2, right, I was really concerned about my own personal mental health being on that platform because it moves so fast. And it's instantaneous, right? Just like sort of the twittering of birds. Like you can go from being like the most loved to the most hated in like 12.3 seconds. And I was just like, I can't be in a platform that does that. And so I didn't have a Twitter. And so then everyone's like, why did you block Izzy? I was like, from what? I was like, why would I block Izzy? I was like, we played a game, right? Like the game is over, right? Like she's part of the community, the LGBT community. I would love to basically like continue to foster like that connection, right? And that coalition. The last thing I'm going to do is basically block someone when I haven't had a conversation with them.
And that's what I feel about with this particular cast. I don't feel that there's going to be like animosity. You know, I see like the way that the gameplay is set up. It's less personal. It's not as personal this season.
I will be curious. I will be curious to see what relationships are maintained. Because I will say the fight that you see between Felicia and Siri, this got personal, right? This is an emotional, personal moment. Now, whether or not they will mend that relationship after they leave the house and the game is over, I don't know. But you can tell that Felicia felt personally hurt in her diary room. And I'm not sure, like Felicia really trusted them. And the fact that they went against her really hurt her feelings. And you can see it in her actions and how she's behaving. So I'm not sure. Right. And just, one of the questions that I sometimes get is, who am I still in contact with from the show? Yeah. Given the fact that no one's been evicted, nobody. No, I'm just kidding. Ooh, that's a joke. No, I've had contact with Red. I have reached out to everyone else. I just haven't heard anything back, primarily because it's a very weird experience. And so I did reach out to try to reconnect. But Red and I connected via his TikTok. So that's the person.
That's good. Have you remained talking to him, or was it like a one-time, hi, how are things going?
Oh, no. Like, Red and I still talk, right? Like, we text each other. Red is working on sort of assimilating back into his life. And sort of making sure he can take care of his family. So but Red is lovely. We've had a couple of conversations and a couple of texts.
Yeah. So like, here's the thing. So you haven't spoken with, have you reached out to Izzy? Like, you guys know?
Yeah, of course. I've reached out to Izzy, and I've reached out to Kirsten, and I reached out to Riley. Right. Yeah. So, there's only 5 of us outside the house. I mean, we're only more than halfway, so this is totally normal.
We don't talk about he who must not be named. We don't talk about him. He's
right. So I mean, who are you? I know you think Matt might go, but like to the end and win. But who are you rooting for personally? Like, who would you like to see win the game?
I mean, at this point in time, like, I have been sort of like team Mekele and team America. Those are the 2 people that I have been sort of in favor of. The truth is like, I could really see anyone winning at this point. I think that what's been frustrating to viewers and frustrating to me is it feels like everyone sort of got to the end sort of by happenstance, that there wasn't like strategic maneuvering to get to where they are. It was just eliminating all of the power players, and those were the people who are left still playing. And so I'm still waiting for someone to emerge where I'm like, they're playing the game, right? And they are strategically maneuvering to put themselves in a position where they will make it further and deeper into the game. And I think a lot of those players were eliminated early.
I mean, it seems like anyone who wins a competition is out the door.
Goodbye. Yeah, that's the theme of season 25.
Besides Felicia.
Right. And you can make an argument the reason why not Felicia is because she's older. People have now watched her perform in multiple competitions, and she does not appear to be the greatest threat. Maybe she's throwing things. I don't think so. And in addition, the one competition she does win, some make an argument that this was based upon luck, right? Maybe some skill, maybe some luck, right? And that's how she wins. So, I mean, but do you keep Felicia as long as you can? Yeah, because you can continue to beat her, right? Like, she is not a competition beast, and you that's one less person you have to consider.
I don't think she's throwing any competitions now.
Yeah, I don't think so either. She's trying her best.
she did her best in that one competition, and she fell multiple times, got right back up, and kept on going at it.
Yeah, I'll never forget that Felicia only got 1 egg in Cockadoodle Zoom.
That was great.
That slime, that sludge, watching her do that.
Yeah.
Painful.
Yeah, I had that moment where I'm watching my professors play and I'm like, oh no.
Okay,
Oh, no.
so if you could go back in time and remake that Professors Alliance, or who would you swap out of it, and who would you put in that you didn't have the first?
You know, what I would say is I would have developed a better connection between Bowie, Red, Mekule, America, myself, and Corey. That would have been my group.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Am I Makeaway?
Mekule. Yeah, she goes by Mimi, but in people Nicole, but her real name is Mekule.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, there's an
Are you
accent over the
serious?
E. Yeah, she corrected me at one point in time.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
No one knows this. That's a hot take.
Wow.
Yeah.
A couch potato Queens exclusive.
Yeah,
Wait.
there's an accent over
Literally.
the last E that's lay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Makeaway. Oh my
Hi,
god.
Sam. I have to talk about this because we talked about this one-on-one. That you were surprised when I told you this, but the week that you were HOH, you were not aware until I told you. I'm pretty sure that Siri and Izzy were had flipped the vote on to save Riley at one point in time. You didn't know that at all, right? Until I told you.
No, I didn't, and I was like, why?
Oh yeah, they went all out. They had flipped the entire house. Steven, do you remember this?
I mean, they flip-flopped every week.
No, but
They sure did.
They flipped at one point in time. They flipped the entire house to keep Riley, and then all of a sudden flipped right back.
Over
boom.
as in to get rid of Cameron?
Yeah.
No.
They should have.
Yeah.
Hello.
They
Honestly.
Instead of Riley, right?
Honestly.
And then the
in
reason they
hindsight.
flipped back was they were scared of how you would react. They're like, where are you gonna backdoor Hisam? But Hisam's gonna know that we're targeting him now if we do that. So that's why they switched.
I would. If they had flipped on me, there's no way I would have trusted them. Right?
Yeah.
That would have been obviously like the canary in the coal mine. I wouldn't have been like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you flipped the vote on me. Let's totally do this. Right?
Honestly, they should have, because look who broke up Izzy and Siri, Cameron himself. So they should have.
Yeah.
They had an opportunity to get Cameron when I was sitting right next to him.
Multiple times.
Right? Like I was sitting next to him. They should have gotten rid of Cameron then. Right?
Yep.
Like the truth is that this is just, in my mind, still the silliest game move that happens in all of this season. It's just like, I was so aligned with them. I trusted them. I did not know they were doing any of this in the background. For Felicia, I would have used the veto to save her. I care about older adults. I told her that multiple times. Like, she can't trust Siri. She would have been able to trust me. Right.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like this move for my side makes no sense. It's not good for anyone's game. The only person who benefits from this game move really is Corey. And Corey says it in one of the live feeds. He's like, it's a stupid move to get rid of Hisam, but let's do it. Right. Because for his personal game, he wants to move deep in the game. And he and I didn't have the best relationship. And he was frightened of me, and rightfully so.
I think Siri and Felicia, they were bored. And that boredom,
that was pure chaos that week.
It turned into paranoia. And it's like, we were all watching, what are you, just keep Hisam. First of all, you are a shield and you're actually loyal to them. What are you doing? I didn't understand what was going on through that their strategy and their heads. But no, we agree. That was a pretty crazy move.
I heard Izzy say on one video, she was like, there was a lot of downtime and sometimes they were bored. So they were like, we should do something. Shouldn't we be doing something? And I think that was their way of doing something.
Yeah.
Sometimes
that week on the feeds, though, everyone was going up as a backdoor at one point. There's literally a compilation of
putting Mimi up.
I'll put Mimi up. I'll put Bojana. That's where FBJ came from. Was from that week.
And this is exactly what I mean. It's like, it feels very unintentional. It doesn't feel strategic. It feels random. And from my standpoint, I don't want to reward randomness, right? I want to reward good gameplay. Plays that actually make sense, that help further you in the game, that have logic, strategic meaning behind them, and not just based upon how you're feeling that day, right? Or that moment. And in this case, each second.
Yeah. Okay, Hisam, really quick. I want to talk about this because you know your queer representation on the show. You're a gay guy, which I love having it. Have you reached out to or have you spoken to other gay men who have been on the show? Like, are there any other ones that have reached out to you at least since you've been off the show from the community?
Yeah, I reached out to Andy
primarily
as our first winner, our first gay winner. I don't know if you've been following him on Instagram, but he recently lost his mom. I also reached out to Michael, or I should say Michael reached out to me and basically like sent a very nice message saying, I know how you were portrayed and I'm sorry about that. And here's my phone number. And we've not been able to connect offline. I've spoken to Derek, Big D, multiple times. He and I talk to each other every 2 or 3 days.
We love Big D.
Yeah, Big D is great.
Big
I knew you guys were
D.
doing that. Yeah, I knew you guys were doing that. He was telling me that he was going on your show. I was like, oh, that's so funny. I'm going on their show like a few days later.
I love that.
Yeah, and he's been really supportive of me, and I really have I love him so much because he's been so kind to me. And I hope he gets on the challenge. That's one of the things that he's really hoping will happen for him. He's been working out really hard. He's currently in Toronto for the Survivor Big Brother reveal. I don't know what that is, but he's doing that. But yeah, those are like the 3 people that I've talked to from the gay community I've reached out to.
That's awesome. We love Big D. Like, he's like huge supporter of our podcast. He's been great. We love him. Nicest guy. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah. I bet he doesn't like Les Mis.
No, he would have given me some serious shade for saying.
No.
Now you can see why people hated me.
He carries receipts. Big D carries receipts on everything. Okay, like he knows everything. Hilarious. But yeah, with that said, like, here's one thing. Do you wish that hopefully one day in Big Brother that they have a gay showmans or they have like 2 gay guys on it? Because I'm really hoping for that. That's like my dream is to have a gay showmans on the show.
I really wish it would happen. I really wish it would happen. I think it's time for something like that to happen. I think that when you're talking about like what seats are available, there's only 16 seats available and they're trying to show as much diversity as they possibly can. And I think that sometimes that limits the options of putting 2 gay characters in the show, although Izzy and I were in the show. But, you know, I would love to see a gay romance. I think the closest thing that we saw to that was Zanky, which was Zach and Frankie, who basically had a little bit of a showmance and then a romance afterwards.
They did hook up. They were dating.
So
that's right.
Okay. So
but I think that was
someone of one.
Yeah, and what I'll say is that America loved them, right? America really loved
the player or the country.
No, the country.
I don't think America liked season 16. I'm just saying. America the player probably did not like season 16. She's
America the player was probably not alive for season 16. No, I'm just
I always say that the players that like season 16 are not hardcore fans. Season 16 is the season they make you guys watch.
Yeah.
Hilarious. All right.
Season? What was your favorite season?
Okay, my favorite season 3, because I love Danielle Reyes. Season 6, Janelle's season 10, Dan's season, and I also like to say there's 2 more. Vanessa's season 17, amazing, chaotic season, and then season 20 had the best pre-jury ever.
You didn't say season 25.
Well, it's not the cast. I will say I like the cast on season 23. Season 23 had one of the best casts we've ever had on the show. It was amazing.
Mine's always 10, 20, and some people sleep on it, but I loved 18. Davon's second season. I loved it.
But do you really?
I do.
What about you, Hisam? What are your favorite seasons?
My favorite season still is 6. And what I like about 6 is it's gameplay. They are playing the game, right? Like
Six
when
is
Kaysar is standing there, he just comes back in the house. He's standing there for 14 hours and she cuts him despite promising. I'm like, you're right. Kaysar was dangerous. I love Kaysar, right? Like he's probably the person that I play my game most similar to because I just had so much admiration.
Yep. It was very Kaysar. You're
yeah. And so like, you know, I should have learned maybe not to emulate Kaysar because he's out every season he is in right away.
Never made it to jury.
That tradition.
I don't know. If you played again, I could see you making it far. I could. I want to see you play again. That's just me.
The thing that I have been watching that has made me feel good is I've predicted everything that has happened. Everything that has happened, I have predicted it. And I said Matt should go up. Matt is dangerous, and where we see Matt. I talked about Corey not trusting Corey. Who trusts Corey? Izzy. Corey gets rid of her, right? Like during this moment. I talk about sort of like what happens with the professors about getting rid of me and how that will actually destabilize them. Boom, I'm right. I talked about getting rid of Cameron, like having a moment like when we're talking about getting rid of Cameron because he's going to become a strong player, right? And just because he's been on the block, he's been in the military, he's done all of these things. We have to be worried about Cameron. Like when we cut Cameron matters, right? You know, like I didn't have I wasn't aware of my own blind spot, right? Which as I was trusting everyone, but like the big moves that have happened, I had predicted like who to be careful about and who was. So I feel good about that.
Definitely. I don't know. I mean, obviously none of you guys watched. Did you not watch The Traitors? I feel like no one did.
No, I didn't.
No one in the house watched the
yeah.
Because if you guys
have watched The Traitors,
diabolical.
Siri would have been
not wanted to work with Siri.
You would have gotten if somebody would have even leaked anything about The Traitors, Siri would have been gone so quickly.
Lord, if you want to watch, go watch season 1 of The Traitors.
Yeah, I hear, like, listen, I have tremendous respect for Siri's ability to play these games. Like, what makes Siri really strong is that she is good at forming relationships that are personal, feel deep. You want to work with her, and then she has no remorse of cutting you, right? She does not care, right? Yep. And you know, she spoke a little bit about this on the live feeds where she said, I always keep someone along a little too longer than I should, right?
Yeah.
And Matt is that person, right, for her, which is why I was like, we should cut Matt immediately, right?
Honestly, Izzy is kind of like the Casey Becker of the Scream films. Like, you think Izzy was that person, but she was killed off the first scene. You know what I'm saying? It's actually Matt. That's, I don't know. I'm a nerd for horror movies, so I had to throw it out there. So.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, but sure.
The Drew Barrymore character.
Right?
I will say,
watch horror films.
The only thing that Josh does have good taste in is horror, so it is good.
Okay. It's the first scene of the original Scream movie with Drew Barrymore, the blonde with the phone.
Okay.
And Matt's the killer. And Matt is
this is riveting. Okay. Tell me more, Josh.
Drew Barrymore, everyone saw the movie was thinking, okay, Drew Barrymore is going to be like the girl that makes it to the end, the final girl. And instead they give you a big twist and kill off Drew Barrymore the first scene. So like Izzy's the one that you thought Siri was going to take all the way to the end. And then Izzy went out pre-jury. So it's kind of like that.
Yeah, I see the
analogy.
similarities. I'm glad you used that as the metaphor.
Yeah, it was a really bad metaphor, but like I tried and I just got read again by you.
Honestly, Hisam, we can already tell you're a couch potato queen because you're just as shady as us, and you already made fun of Josh. So Sophie Dopey's gonna love this.
Sophie Dopey's gonna love
the one thing.
My God, Sophie Dopey.
Yeah, I think the one thing that people didn't appreciate is like I use this type of humor, and it comes from a loving place. It's
duh.
It's not meant to be hurting or cutting. And so, like, when people read my comments or they read sort of like how I say things, they're like, "Oh, he's so mean," and I was like, "No, it comes from a place of love." Like the gay community,
weird culture.
Yeah, I was
like weird culture.
Yeah, I was like, this is how we get stronger, so you can't beat us.
Correct. We don't call people bitches because they're not actual bitches. We're like, bitch, like
that's right.
girl.
That's right.
Exactly. With that said, I think we're gonna wrap it up for the evening. It was so much fun having you back on with us. It was great. You are a part of our family.
I'm back again.
And we think you're amazing. Where can everyone find you on social media?
Yeah, find me on Instagram. It's my first name dot my last name. I'm also now on TikTok, my first name dot my last name. And those are the only two platforms I plan on being on. I think, just so you know, I'm not on Twitter. I'm not blocking anybody. I'm not on whatever it is. Like, I'm not on any other media platforms. No sex apps, none of that. So if you see any of that, that's not me.
Okay, so you're not on Grindr. Not
on any of them. I'm not on Hinge. I'm not on Scruff. I'm not on Grindr.
Not Farmers Only. No, that's Red. That's Red.
No.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to have OnlyFans because you can't be on Big Brother if you have OnlyFans fees.
I was like, no. I was like, the amount of people are like, I saw you on. I was like, I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
All right. Well, with that said, it was great having you on. We will be live again on Thursday after the eviction, as we usually are. It will be fun.
Do you think there'll be an eviction?
That's what if there is one.
One of them's going home. It's probably Cameron.
Oh,
anyway.
You think Cameron's the one going home?
I don't.
I think it's Cameron.
I don't know.
Josh, this is another thing you're wrong about. You were wrong about Les Mis, and you're wrong about this.
We shall see.
We shall see.
You know what? If it's Jared,
there is no way Jared is beating Cameron in a puzzle.
All I'm saying is that if Jared is the one evicted, happy days with our interview. I am ready for that interview. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yes, it will be. I suspect it will be Jared leaving the house. I think that Cameron's a good competitor, right? He hasn't won all of his competitions because other people screwed up.
True story.
True story.
Okay, so our prediction then overall is that Jared is leaving the house. That's what I'm hoping for. I want Siri not to have as many allies. It's not that I don't root for Siri. I want to see her face some hard times to get to the end. I don't want it to be a steamroll. And I think if Jared stays, it's going to be easier for her, and I want it to be harder for her to get to the end.
Yep.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, I want to see her play the game.
Right? Yes.
That's what everyone is waiting for. Everyone's waiting for everyone to play the game, right?
Yes.
And for us to be able to say, like, yep, you're playing.
Very true.
Right. Anyway.
All right, Hisam. Well, thank you for joining us. And
thanks so much for having me.
Yeah.
You're welcome to come back anytime you want. Like, anytime.
Yeah, I love this group.
Even when Drag Race is on, come join us when we do Drag Race.
Seriously. Girl, Drag Race is my show. Hey, if you have
he runs that one. So
if you have a connection to put me as a pit crew member, I want to be a pit crew member so badly.
Oh my God.
Get Hisam on the pit crew.
I would love to be a member of the pit crew. Just for one episode would be amazing.
No, you should be the main one, I think.
No, Bruno is great.
No, Bruno's hot.
Bruno's hot.
Don't you dare move Bruno down.
I might come for Bruno. I promise. I'm not, but like I need to go. Wait, really quick, can I ask who are your favorite queens? I have to ask one more question. Who are your top 5 Drag Race queens of all time? If you had to say.
Jinx Monsoon. Smart, funny, talented.
Oh, you're in Seattle. She's a Seattle queen.
Get ready for another one. Ben de la Creme.
Duh.
Ben de la Creme. And
I think you're gonna say you're not gonna say Robbie Turner, are you? Because
no, girl, no. I have taste. I don't like Les Mis. Simone is art. Simone is art, and she does something so smart of taking a political moment and making it fashionable, and makes you eat it. And I love that. Love that. I think Raven is the queen that basically speaks her mind, knows who she is, is confident, has been in the franchise forever, so she has longevity. She basically runs like she's a star without having ever won. And then I really love Shangela.
Oh,
right.
Speaking of another star who never won.
Yeah, and Shangela. Like these are my top 5. Not to say that there haven't been like multiple super talented queens like Dax exclamation point. Who does play that no.
That's the drag mama though, you know, she has her drag babies. But are you like, I feel like if you're Seattle, like do you like know Bendela Creme?
Yeah. I've worked with Bendela Creme. I've worked with Bendela Creme. I've worked with Bendela Creme's like husband, partner. I was in a movie where he was also in that movie. Yeah. And then Jinx, Bendela Creme, and I were all at Julia's at the same time, just different shows.
So are you also mad at Bendela for All Stars 3?
You know what? She does the most epic thing that we have ever seen that no one will ever forget, which is like, I don't even need your show.
It's that big. I'm not mad at Bendela. That was a moment. I'm
still mad. I'm still mad because I wanted to see how it played out and I wanted to see her other outfits and her other talents.
And the truth of the matter is we all know that she is like the official winner of All Stars 3.
I know.
But she does something and we will, that is one of the top 5 moments ever to happen in RuPaul's Drag Race season 8,000 across all countries, right? Like period. Right? Like this, and you know, this is unbelievable to me. Right? That she does.
We have to have you back on for Drag Race. Like that's done deal. Like it's happening.
Oh, I love Drag Race. Like Drag Race. Like I know we have to end, but like what I love about drag queens is they show that anyone can transform into anything, and if they can do it, it means you can do it too. And that is inspirational.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. Okay, we gotta close it up now. That's just opening up for our next time we're gonna have you on. Will be for Drag Race. It's gonna happen.
Oh, fantastic!
It'll be a blast. But we love you. Thank you for coming and joining us. And for those watching, we'll see you guys on Thursday after the eviction episode. Bye, everyone.
Love y'all.
Everyone. See you later.